All right, here we are. Ready to rock. Excellent. All right, how is everyone doing today? Man, I'm fired up. Today, we are going to be talking about the myth of the big moment. So, listen, I just got back. Yeah, here we go. We got Rob jumping in. We got Mr. Flax jumping in. What's up, you guys? Awesome. This is legit. Okay, so let's dive right in. Okay, I just got back from 2 days in Los Angeles with Brendan Burchard, Ed Milet, Natalie Ellis, Anthony Trucks, Trent Shelton, and a couple hundred of my dear friends who are all striving, who are all pushing to grow, to level up, to reach that next level for themselves, for their family, for their future. So that's why I'm fired up today. Man, when you get around those people, when you get around the right environment that can lift you, everything can change. You can have the unlocks and the breakthroughs that you weren't even expecting. So we're going to talk about today is the myth of the big moment. So have you ever felt like you're constantly chasing the big moment where everything needs to be perfect? What if I told you that's just an illusion? And the real magic happens in the moments that you often are overlooking. So, come on. I know you're like, okay, yeah, I do this all the time. We all do this. And if you have an ADHD brain, you're even more prone to being caught thinking, oh my gosh, this is it. This is my one opportunity. This is my one moment to nail it, to make the most of this. And if I screw it up, or if it passes me by, I'm done for. ADHDers can really get trapped by this because we already have so many thoughts going on in our heads at once. We already feel so much shame and embarrassment and pressure to get it right this time because we look back on our life and we think so many times, I missed the boat. I didn't nail it. And so I must absolutely crush it this time. I got to be perfect. But today I want to shift your perspective on success and progress, especially if you have an ADHD brain, where really every step counts more than you might acknowledge. So let's redefine what these moments mean and how they contribute to your unique journey that you're on. Okay? Here we go. So I got 5 talking points today. The first talking point is the myth of the big moment. The second talking point is that we all have continual opportunities. The third talking point is we are learning from every step. And the fourth talking point is how to reduce the pressure, why you need to reduce the pressure. And then the fifth talking point is the power of persistence, okay? So if any of that is like, oh man, like, okay, I want to stick around, then stick around, okay? We're gonna crush these fast and quick because I know your time is valuable and I appreciate you being here with me. All right, so the myth of the big moment. I know many of you are feeling that your success is hinging on a key event coming up, a key meeting at work, a key opportunity that's been put in your lap where you have got to nail it. And if you screw it up, then you might just completely torpedo your future opportunities. Recognize right now that that belief is a total myth and it's sabotaging you. Every moment is an opportunity for you to improve, to learn, to gather more data and more insight, to learn more about yourself. Every opportunity isn't a make or break moment. It's not do or die, even though that's what we often tell ourselves. Your life, it's a series of steps, and each step is offering value and lessons regardless of the perceived size of this really important moment that you're cooking up in your own head, okay? So that's the first thing. Second point is we all have continual opportunities. All right, that fear, I'm talking to you, ADHD brains out there, that fear of missing out on a big opportunity it can be paralyzing, especially when you have ADHD. Okay, you already spend time second guessing yourself. All right, you already spend time like wondering what people are thinking because of how many times in the past people have said things to you that were really cutting. Things that really they got right to your core. And you're still trying to put the pieces of your confidence and your self-esteem back together. That's why it can feel so paralyzing when you are just like, you're building a mountain of fear in your mind of what is ahead and what you're about to face. So I need you to understand right now that opportunities, they're not scarce. We tell ourselves that they are. And that's where it starts. That's when we start to freak out because we tell ourselves, man, I've never had this opportunity before and it won't ever happen again. But this is the truth. If an opportunity passes you by or it doesn't go exactly as you hoped, it's not the end of your journey. You can choose to keep going. And really that opportunity that you showed up for, that you made the most of, you gave it everything you had, right? You took all your experience, all your learns, all your talents, all your skills at that moment in your life, and you moved forward. And no matter how it turns out, it's going to be a part of your continued journey. Because folks, transformation takes time. I tell my clients this constantly, and we need to be reminded of it. There's always going to be more chances as long as you keep moving forward. Number 3, learn from every step that you take. Okay, each step on your journey, whether it leads to success or a fumble, right? It's got value that you often are not sticking around long enough to even see and recognize. So take some time, slow down, reflect, and really be curious about the takeaway, the learn, the insight. What was the benefit I gained from this experience? Yeah, it didn't go exactly as I'd hoped it would, but what am I taking away? And ADHDers, this is huge for your brain because you typically spend way too much time beating yourself up. So that's why it's even more important that you are giving yourself the gift to identify the win, to find the diamond in the rough, right? Because it is there, but you have to look for it. You have to be curious enough to find it. So embrace both the highs, the successes, and the lows, and those big setbacks. And look at all those opportunities and all those things that you show up for and all the things that end up painting the tapestry of your life. These are all essential learning experiences for you, right? If you have a setback, that's not just an obstacle, but it's an opportunity to learn, to grow, to get better, to refine your, whatever it is that you're trying to develop mastery in, whatever you're trying to level up in terms of your skill set, you can absolutely keep refining and bettering those things if your perspective is tuned in for the fact that, okay, this didn't feel great, but I know I can still learn. I know that I did actually take some key insights away that if I recognize them and apply them to my life going forward, that's where wisdom is gained. That's where people start to win. 4th point, you've got to reduce the pressure. When you feel like every moment has got to be perfect, gosh, it's not fun. Like when you're feeling that much pressure over a big moment, a big opportunity at work, like a huge conversation coming up with one of your kids, right? Like a really fun, experience you're going to have with your friends, maybe that you've been planning or really been looking forward to, a vacation, whatever it is. All that pressure that we put on it actually sucks away the fun and the joy and the ability for us to just be fully present, right? That anxiety, it's a mood killer. And this is particularly challenging for those of you managing ADHD, okay? Because your ADHD brain, again, like depending on where you're at with your journey of self-awareness, with really like taking back command of your mind, whether you're doing mindfulness meditation, whether you're exercising, maybe you're not doing any of it, depending on where you're at, ADHD brains, we often struggle with fixating on the negative, right? Because we've experienced so much of it in our life. I know you have been faced with so many moments where you didn't feel like you belonged. You felt like you were too much. It was very clear at points in your life that the way you are didn't work. It wasn't accepted, it wasn't welcomed, it wasn't appreciated, and it certainly wasn't embraced. And that gets to you. And you start to automatically look at, man, how have I screwed this up? How am I going to screw this up? And those thoughts, like that running loop in your head, it's simply moving you further away from the life that you want to live and experience every day for yourself, for your family, for your loved ones. So understand that no single opportunity can define your entire journey. No, like nothing, doesn't matter how great it is. You can right now relieve yourself of any unnecessary pressure and focus more on consistent effort and growth. This is probably the hardest thing for any of us to do. Because if you have big goals, if you have giant dreams, right, to serve more, give more, be more, do more for others, like you want to have greater impact, it's so easy to put all that pressure on yourself and lose sight of everything that's been happening, right? We tend to get to a goal, actually accomplish something. Maybe you crush the big moment. And instead of slowing down to celebrate and actually recognize what you did, what you accomplished, how did you level up? How are you different now than you will be in the future when you encounter an amazing opportunity like that again? Instead of that, we often move right past it and we just move the goalposts, right? Instead of celebrating and taking a beat to go, man, I just accomplished a goal that I've been at for a long time. How do I feel? What do I want now going forward? Is this enough? Can I embrace this and be excited about the momentum and progress and maybe recalibrate exactly like what I want to strive for next? That's so important. Because if you just keep moving the goalposts further and further and further every time without reflecting, without celebrating, without admiring your efforts, like your journey, all that can lead to burnout really quick. So the fifth point is the power of persistence. My gosh, this is one of those things. When I was at the Growth Day Live event in Los Angeles, Brendan Burchard, Ed Milet, Trent Shelton, Anthony Trucks, Natalie Ellis, all of them talk about constantly the fact that the only difference between the people who do the extraordinary things with their life is consistency. It's that they never gave up. Sounds so simple, right? But that is the difference maker. If you can actually stick with something long enough, right? Keep reiterating, keep going back to the drawing board, like keep trying new things, like take more partners, collaborate, like link arms with people, recognize you can't do it by yourself, continue finding those friends, that community, those teachers. You will land in a place that you never imagined was possible. And it's because you were persistent and you refused to quit. Honestly, that's the secret. That's the differentiator. And man, success, like, it really does. It really does come to us sometimes suddenly because we'll be at it for so long, working so hard, and then we just wake up. And if we slow down, we'll actually recognize how far we've come. So that's so important that you take away from today, is that if I keep going, if I keep hitting it, right, over and over and over, right? It doesn't mean you keep doing the same thing over and over and over. You get feedback, right? You analyze how things are going. You adjust. You make pivots, right? You are a work in progress. Your journey is a work in progress. And like, that's the really exciting thing. If your journey was just you constantly winning all the time, that actually gets boring after a while. It does. Just like being on a vacation, right? If you were sitting on a beach, right, with a nice tropical drink in hand, we think we'd love doing that every single day for the rest of our life, and it's not true. You've never talked to someone, I guarantee it, who said, oh yeah, man, I'm happiest when I'm just doing that for 6 months straight. No, we are wired to work. We're wired to improve and evolve and level up and gain new skills and have new experiences. Like, that's what we all want. Did you catch that? What I just described is the journey you're on, right? Leveling up, trying new things, getting new experiences, meeting new people, right? Like broadening your network, right? Like gaining new skills, developing mastery, right? Like tackling huge problems and surviving on the other side. That's all a part of your journey. That is where you win. It's not as much about banking everything on one perceived big moment. And yeah, does it happen? Does that happen for some people? Is that some people's story? Sure. And social media does a great job of reminding us that, oh man, all you need is just like, you need one video to go viral. You just need one moment and then you're set. That, my friends, it's like playing the lottery and you telling yourself that that is your strategy to achieve everything that you want in life. And the truth is, the odds are so stacked against you that that's how it's going to turn out, right? Just like winning the lottery. Likely none of us, it's not going to happen for any of us, no matter how many tickets you buy. The same type of thing goes for these big moments that we stake everything on, right? When you're putting everything into one moment, imagining that nothing's going to happen for you after that, that's when you lose. But you feel encouraged and you continue to have hope and you continue to breathe that level of energy in your life and that optimism and that momentum and progress. When you start to recognize what's happening in your brain and instead you identify that your ADHD brain's not serving you right now and you course correct, right? What does that look like for you? Right? Maybe it's taking a walk. Maybe it's doing some mindfulness meditation. Maybe it's reading a good book. Maybe it's just calling a friend, right? Sometimes you just need to get out of your own head, and that requires doing something different versus just, right, standing in front of your desk or sitting in one position for hours and hours and hours on end. Switch it up. So keep putting in the effort. If you keep hitting it repeatedly, as my friend Brendon Burchard often reminds us, that persistence, your consistency, will break down the barriers that you see up ahead, right? That consistency, it's going to ultimately lead to your next breakthrough. Yeah, isn't that exciting? So, just to wrap, ADHD brains out there, let's start seeing every small step as a significant part of your grand adventure, your life. And if you start shifting, if you start shifting right now from viewing these big moments coming up, right? Maybe they came up last week, maybe they're coming up. They're going to keep coming. If you shift from viewing these big moments not as tests of your worth or what you're capable of, but as a stepping stone, I promise you, you can navigate this path you're on with less fear and more conviction, more belief, more buoyancy in your spirit. Don't forget, the journey itself, it's where the growth happens. So embrace it fully. What's one thing that you can do today to start to shift your mindset out of thinking that everything rests on this one huge moment and I'm so stressed and I'm so anxious and I'm so scared and I'm not even enjoying it anymore? What's one thing you can do today to instead shift towards, I got this. I'm preparing. I'm going to do my best. For me, I tell myself things like, God has been preparing me for this next moment. And I'm not alone. He's going to work in me and through me. And he's going to surprise me in the things that I'll deliver, in the ways that I'm going to overcome this. It's so important that you start talking to yourself differently. And if you do, you can shift and change everything in your life. But it starts with recognizing that this big moment, it's just your next opportunity. It's just your next gift to show up, be more, reach for more, push yourself, and watch as you continue to grow. All right, friends, I'll catch you later. Anyone have any questions before I take off here? Let me know. Drop them in the chat. I'd also love to know, tell me if you have ADHD or you know someone that does, what do you want to be hearing more of? What would you like me to talk about? Drop in the chat, drop in the comment if you're watching this later. I would love to know what are specific things that you need support with. Tell me what you want me to teach on and talk about and share, and I will be happy to do that for you. I'm here for you, and I really would like to link arms with you and help guide you as you move forward. So if you're interested in working together, check out my website. Let's connect, because I would love to be your partner and be with you on this journey to your next level. All right? Let's freaking get it. Oh, Rob, you're so awesome. Thanks, Rob. I appreciate you, man. Rob said, thanks. I needed your energy today. I hope my energy helped lift you and serve you. All right, go out there and get it. Hey, my friend Brendan Burchard, he often encourages us to do this, so we'll end this way, right? I'm here. I'm ready. I go in strength. I'm here. I'm ready. I go in strength. I'm here. I'm ready. I go in strength. And you know why he says that? I'm here. That just stands for the fact that okay, I want to lock in to this present moment, right? I want to be fully absorbed in now, because all we have is the moment we're currently in. That's it. You're not guaranteed tomorrow. You're not guaranteed next week. You're not even guaranteed your vacation in 6 months. So do yourself a favor and recognize you're right here. And that's all you got. So make the most of it. I'm ready. That just stands for the fact that I'm ready to take action. I'm ready to move forward. I'm ready to just try something new. I'm ready to shift. I'm ready to evolve. Are you ready? And that third thing, I go in strength. All that stands for is the fact that, do you know you're not alone? I hope you know that. And if not, I'm reminding you of that today. And if you feel alone, you don't have to stay isolated. For me, that starts with my Heavenly Father. God gives me strength. God gives me the ability to do anything and everything in my life. And without him pulsing through my veins, without his spirit moving within me, I'm a shell of myself. I recognize that, I proclaim it, and I know that other people in my life also do that for me. They give me the boost. They encourage me. They remind me of my value, right? Sometimes you just got to call a friend and say, hey, I'm totally questioning everything about myself. I just need you to hype me up. I need you to tell me why I'm so amazing again. Sometimes that's the best call you can make in your entire day is to that person who can just kind of almost hit play on a little verbal hype reel for yourself. So there you go. I'm here. You're here. You're ready. Now go in strength. All right. See y'all on Wednesday.